Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh.
And Patty XRP.
And we got some exciting news today. Flare Finance V2 is launching tomorrow. So we finally have DeFi coming to Songbird, and it's been long awaited. So with the launch of V2, there's also going to be some nice updates that we're going to run through in this video and upgrades to the actual ExFi platform. So the ExFi platform is going to include the Flare X liquidity pools, which allow you to swap between assets and provide liquidity. It's also going to add the Flare farm, which is going to allow you to yield farm DFlare. So you could build that up, and it's also going to have Flare loans where you could borrow against your Songbird for the decentralized stablecoin Canary Dollar. So let's jump into it. Patty's going to give us a rundown of some of the additions to the V2.
All right, absolutely. So Flare Finance put out this tweet yesterday. Looks like around 10:20 p.m. last night. So the countdown has begun for Flare Finance V2, and this is their launch page, which has a countdown timer currently. And right now we're about 15 hours and 40 minutes away, which is going to be 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for us. And so going back to this, additionally, they say the path forward begins with major benefits for DeLorean NFT holders. And this includes the right-hand NFT drop and access to the ongoing Foreverlands XYZ sale. So this is a NFT project that is being opened up to holders of the DeLorean NFT, and they are currently going through their sale right now, kind of starting off this little bonanza we're going to have with ExFi V2. And with this next part, I'm going to go through the updates that we have for the V2 platform. This is from the Flare Finance Telegram group, where Delvin, one of the devs and co-founders of the Flare Finance project, kind of gave a whole rundown of what's going on here. So with that, at community request, they have prepared an updated changelog to keep users informed of changes to the platform. This is something we'll add links in so you can go and look into all this stuff. Additionally, V2, they updated some small UI-related bugs, which were fixed across the board. The user experience was improved in several places, and new functionality was added. So here we're going to go over what's new. The first one is the long-awaited Songbird Delegation rewards while using the ExFi platform. So when Songbird is used as collateral in Flare loans or staked in Flare X liquidity pools or Flare farm pools, it is automatically wrapped and delegated to DeFi oracles and the other highest earning TSO, which, is just probably, I would guess, like AFTSO or Alpha Oracle at this point. And until governance is activated, they'll do a 50-50 ratio between these for all the basically smart contracts that you could put your assets into. Once governance is out, then people that have the governance tokens and stake in the governance staking pool will be able to vote on which signal providers that the platform is going to delegate wrapped Songbird votes to. So that is really cool, Mickey. Additionally, as far as timing on this, the delegation rewards start accruing 7 days after launch, and the UI allows to claim delegation rewards at any time after that. So essentially, we're going to, right now we're kind of going through that 2-day period where the lock-in happens for voting. ExFi V2 will launch after the new reward epoch starts. So wherever you're locked in, over this 2-day period we're in, will stay no matter if you move your Songbird into ExFi or not for Epoch 9, which starts Saturday and runs to the following Saturday. If you have assets within ExFi during the voting lock period between next Thursday and Saturday, then that will kick off your earnings through the ExFi platform, another Saturday from now. So tomorrow's the 20th. So it'd be on the 27th to kind of explain that. So Mickey, any thoughts on, the addition of wrapped Songbird delegation rewards here?
Yes, this is a big upgrade, and it's going to make life much easier for all of the users of Songbird and the ExFi platform. Because now when you're using your Songbird in any of these protocols, say it's Flare X, say it's the loans as collateral or farm, you're earning your FTSO rewards, and you don't even have to manage it. It's going to manage it for you. So this is one thing that you can't do in staking networks. You either stake or you use the token. I know there's some derivatives coming out, but this is the power and the brilliance of the design of Flare. And this is very important to understand and get across, that the native token Songbird comes with this detachable vote to earn you yield. So as you're deploying your Songbird into any one of these DeFi protocols, and there's going to be up to, I think, 6 of them, but we're going to have 3 right now on ExFi, you're going to be earning consistent weekly compounding yield in Songbird while that asset is deployed in DeFi, earning more yield. And it's risk-free. So we got a compounding interest effect here, and this is something you can't do on Ethereum right now, can't do it on Solana right now, can't do it on Cardano. So Flare has this unique advantage, and it's great to see that Flare Finance has integrated it in a way that makes it very easy, and rightfully, it should be going to the DeFi oracles, which is Flare Finance's signal provider, and the governance body will decide on that. That will be everyone who owns YFlare or YFin and stakes in the governance staking pool, basically to create a DAO, and that governance body will make those decisions. So we're moving into that governance community where we make the decisions. There's no more, just counting on others or counting on a central entity to do things. It's going to be a community effort here. So I'm very excited about this. I like that they made it very easy, Patty, for everyone to be able to just earn.
Absolutely. So moving into the next part of this, we're going to have Flare X, which is where you're able to swap and provide liquidity. So they're going to have new chart time segment options, which we'll see 1 minute, 15 minute, 1 day, and 1 week all added onto the chart tooling that you can look at to see how the price has moved within the DEX. They're going to have a complete UI revamp, so this will be interesting. The liquidity section now has a cleaner UI and displays your LP tokens in the pool. Songbird delegation rewards will include Songbird staked in these pools, and they will now automatically be wrapped and delegated, making it eligible for accruing delegation rewards if you provide Songbird liquidity to a liquidity pool. Additionally, we're going to have Flare Loans come out, which has a WSGB collateral option. And WSGB can now be used to collateralize a loan. Songbird delegation rewards. So right here, Songbird uses collateral is now automatically wrapped and delegated, making it eligible for that. And additionally, stability pool gains can be withdrawn separately. So you can now withdraw liquidation gains, which are paid in SGB, and DFlare rewards independently of each other. Additionally, there's gas compensation for liquidations, and this is to properly incentivize liquidations, and the gas compensation has been raised to 100 Canary dollars per liquidation. And then moving down here further with Flare Farms, so it got a facelift, which makes the presented information clearer. There's intelligent pool ordering, so pools are now ordered by stake, and empty pools are displayed at the bottom of the list. So let's say, maybe you stake some LP tokens in one pool and another one you have wrapped Songbird in that pool. Well, it'll put those two at the top since that's where your assets are at, rather than you having to scroll through and all that stuff. And as far as transitioning from version 1 to 2, if you are currently staking in V1 liquidity pools and want to migrate to V2 liquidity pools, you need to withdraw from V1 and stake again in V2. Loans also do not get transferred from V1 to V2. So closing notes here, ExFi is still an experimental product on the Songbird Canary Network, and you are participating at your own risk. And just, as a little extra warning, me and Mickey went in early on V1, and because they had to bring that back and kind of retool everything and restart, we had little losses on our Songbird holdings because the liquidity pool got all out of whack because there wasn't any arbitrage. So, just understand that can happen. It's not fully decentralized at this point. And at this point, you're basically helping them test the platform for when Songbird Finance launches and Flare Finance launches on Flare in the future.
So right now we have 2 tokens to work with, right? We're going to have our Songbird tokens, and then we're going to be able to mint Canary dollars. And then within the next month, or within the next actually few weeks, we're going to be getting the airdrop of the ExFi token, which is going to be the secondary governance token for the Songbird Network. So that will be coming soon. And I saw some posts on Twitter, people asking, well, how can an ExFi launch if they don't have a token? Well, we have the native token. It's a protocol, so it doesn't need its own token to launch. But we will be getting that shortly within the upcoming weeks, and Patty will give a run through on the schedules of the airdrop towards the end. But I'm excited about that. These airdrops are just a great thing, and being part of the XRP community and now the Flare Songbird community, the gifts just keep on coming. And these are usable gifts. I mean, this is a token you're going to get, and you're going to put it to work and earn yield on it.
Absolutely, Mickey. And, to touch on, Flare Finance has put out a documentation page where you guys can come in here and read about how all the protocols that will be coming out in ExFi work. So that'll be Flare X, Flare Loans, Flare Farm, as well as governance. So highly suggest looking at this if you don't understand how all these protocols work, but you would like to learn how to. Also, Mickey and I have several videos within our library on YouTube that cover a lot of these different protocols and some of the different things you need to consider when using them. Additionally, I do want to touch on their introduction page that they have this warning. So ExFi on Songbird Network is an experimental product suite running on an experimental network. There might be meaningful bugs, restarts, and redeploys of both the network and the ExFi product suite. Your funds might be at risk. Do not participate if you cannot afford to lose your tokens. So please just keep that in mind. And then additionally here for our extended timeline going into next month. So we all know ExFi, the secondary governance token of what will become Songbird Finance, will have a snapshot on December 12th. On December 13th through the 15th, they will be releasing the ExFi token. You will get for every 235 Songbird or Wrap Songbird tokens you own, you will be getting one ExFi token. So additionally here on December 13th through the 15th, they're calling ExFi Gamma will begin with Flare Farms V2 and Flare Loans V2 launching to reflect new rewards in the form of SFIN. This is the primary governance token for the Songbird Finance platform protocol, and additionally has the same characteristics as YFIN on Flare Finance. And then if we move down here to December 15th through the 18th, the Halborn audit will be released, signaling a secure launch for Flare Network mainnet launch. Additionally, internal audits from Traila Bits and Certic will be released to reflect change from initial point of development to present day status. And then on December 18th going forward, ExFi will operate under Songbird Network, redubbed as Songbird Finance, as the main point for deploying experimental finance modules in hopes of these new modules being pulled from Songbird Finance into Flare Finance going forward here out into the future. And just as a reminder for everybody, DeFi Oracles has been running this whole time. And I think part of the reason maybe they waited a little longer to redeploy is because they were trying to get enough native liquidity in Songbird and Canary dollars, which they were able to get by running their signal provider for the past month or so. And that will be some initial liquidity within Flare X to kind of get the system going. So really excited that they did that. And looking forward to seeing how this.
Yeah, protocol own liquidity. I mean, this is where we're going into the world of DeFi 2.0. So that signal provider for Flare Finance is going to be a profit-making function for the protocol itself and those who stake in the governance staking pool to be able to generate profits and pay out the yield for those who are staking. What I do like about this, Patty, is they added SFIN in. And if you do remember, YFIN and SFIN have extremely low supplies. I think it's only 11,000 each. Mm-hmm. And is it 50% is going to come out in the first 6 months?
Yes, that is the rate.
So to maximize your governance voting power, you want to try to earn as much SFIN as you can. And with that, you'll be able to stake in the governance staking pool and earn yield with that SFIN once you do earn it. That is not up and running, I don't think, in this gamma, though, yet. Right, Patty?
No, yeah, so that looked
Nice.
like it was on the 15th of December. So once that comes out, I guess, about a month from now, we'll start seeing
Okay,
SFIN
great.
popping up in the pools. Yeah.
Yeah, and also what's nice here is you'll also be able to earn DFlare as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know the exact amount of deflare that's going to be available over the next, 25, 30 days while it runs. However, if you participate in the stability pool or stake in the Flare farm pools, you will be able to earn DFLR. And for anybody that doesn't remember, DFLR is the token that will be airdropped to us 30 days after the launch of Flare Network and is convertible for YFlare, which will be the secondary governance token of the Flare Finance platform. So any DFlare earned on Songbird will be able to be bridged over to the Flare network in the future and redeemable for YFlare. So you have an opportunity to earn some Flare assets right now prior to Flare network launching.
So yeah, this is exciting. I mean, think of Flare Finance. They've been working on this for almost a whole year. And I know they say it's experimental finance. They put out their V1, a month or two ago. They had to add that whole wrapped Songbird to get the rewards. They've upgraded everything. So they've been working on this for a while. This is not something they just, spun up overnight. So now we're getting to the point where the security audits are coming, the actual production ready protocols are coming, the nice user interfaces are coming. Hopefully we'll see the update from Bifrost to be able to connect on the DApp next. Otherwise, you're just going to have to use it on mobile for the time being. But I'm very excited. I mean, DeFi is the future. If you're in crypto right now, you just should know DeFi is crypto at the moment. So even if you don't want to participate with a lot of money and you don't want to risk too much, I do think if you got a free airdrop of Songbird, it's worth testing the platform. Understand how to swap between assets on Flare X. You're going to be using it often in the coming months and years on Flare. So just understand that concept of how to swap. You don't have to go back to Bitrue. You don't got to go to Coinbase anymore. You're going to be able to do all this stuff on Flare and Songbird right from your self-custodial wallet, either Bifrost or Decent or MetaMask, which is just a great thing. And I just want to touch on that. The community, I am very proud of. And I think Flare is ecstatic that we have such a large user base. We have over 50,000 Bifrost wallets. I think there was a couple million transactions done already, Patty, on Songbird.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the tweets that come out from Flare are getting so many likes and so many retweets. This is going to get the attention of other projects. So us as a community, we're doing a great job. So stay positive. I mean, Songbird's here. Flare will come. You will get your Spark airdrop, but we got, ExFi coming now. We're going to get Spark, then we're going to get YFlare too. So you got two more after this airdrop coming. And then we also got Sologenic. So be patient. We got a lot coming, and there's a lot of opportunity here. So this is all for us, and I'm super ecstatic to be a part of this at the ground floor.
Oh yeah, I'm very pumped, and I'll be waking up pretty early tomorrow morning since it is 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that the launch is going to happen. I will say we're going to work on some how-to videos, and after it comes out in the morning, and hopefully we'll have those available, or I'd say around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's probably reasonable for us to get it out there, and we'll cover what are the buttons you need to push for Flare X, Flare Farm, Flare Loans, as far as participating in the stability pool or taking out a loan, providing liquidity, swapping from one asset to another, or staking in Flare Farm. So, if you're not sure how to use this stuff and all that, like you don't have to be in, within the first hour or anything like that. Certainly you could sit back and see how it goes and wait before you put money in. You could do small amounts, like Mickey said. And personally, I think playing around with this stuff, and even if it's just small amounts, you'll be way ahead of the game when Flare comes out compared to other people that just kind of have poo-pooed Songbird Network the whole time. So, there's a lot of time, to try this out and practice, and we'll have some videos to help you guide you guys as well. So, Mickey, any last thoughts on ExFi before we move into the next topic for the video?
Yeah, just the last thing is this is just the 3 basic protocols that they launched right now. They still have an insurance protocol they're going to launch. Then there is that Flare Mine, which is going to deal with the agents and the miners on the other F-asset blockchains. That's going to coordinate in here. And then we also have the governance staking pool, which is going to be, I think, really key, because once you earn SFIN and YFIN, you're able to stake that for a guaranteed 5 to 35% APY plus. And it just stays there. And it has very low supply. So to accumulate SFIN and YFIN is something that I'm looking to do without overextending myself. Because this is, just think of Compound and Uniswap and Aave. If you would have got into those projects early and got those governance tokens at the beginning, they're worth a fortune now. And since these are going to continuously be released, you want to be able to continually earn those tokens. So when you do stake, you want to accumulate, ExFi, they're calling it, and SFIN, and Songbird. So we just build our portfolio out based on the airdrops that we have received without having to pull any money out of our pockets. And I understand that some of the exchanges have not yet released Songbird. It's unfortunate, but some have. So if you received it from Uphold, you will be able to use that. Just make sure for the snapshot, though, you keep it on a self-custody wallet. I wouldn't even bother putting it on an exchange. There's no reason, if you already got the Songbird, keep it in Bifrost or Decent for the snapshot. I wouldn't even, there's no reason to keep it on BitTrue or anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'll add there. Yeah, I'll add on to that. As far as the ExFi snapshot goes, I don't know if, let's say, you're providing liquidity, if you're going to be included in that or not at this point. However, that's roughly, 23 days from now. So we have some time to figure that out and see what Flare Finance is going to say about that. So with that, this is really exciting with ExFi, and we want to get into something else that's, equally as exciting, I think, too, which is Panther Protocol and them announcing their partnership with Flare to include Songbird Network as well. So with this, basically, let's see, I need to find the correct thing. So Songbird will integrate Panther's shielded pools into its Ethereum virtual machine to enable on-chain privacy for its users. Our team will deploy Panther's privacy-preserving infrastructure on Songbird for code testing. Thanks to these efforts, Panther users will be able to benefit from private transactions over Songbird. We expect this in turn to also dramatically increase the user base and TVL potential of Panther's shielded pools. And this is something that really speaks to the growth of Songbird early on, in the fact that we have, I think it's over 230,000 wallet addresses at this point, more than 3 million transactions. There's a lot of interest early on in Songbird, and that will really help Panther Protocol with bootstrapping out the gate. Additionally, Songbird users will be included in Panther's staking and governance. They'll also be able to benefit from private DeFi within the network, access selective disclosures, both for retail users and institutions, and enjoy early access to Panther's KYC AML zero-knowledge solution on Songbird's institutional side. Overall, a majority win-win scenario for privacy and interoperability in DeFi and Web3. So, Mickey, any thoughts on, Panther Protocol utilizing Songbird prior to Flare?
Yes, I'm very excited about Panther. So just so everyone knows, Panther Protocol is a layer 2 protocol, similar to Alliance Block and Credo, which are big layer 2 protocols that have specific use cases. So take everything you knew about privacy coins that you thought were bad, throw it out the window. This is privacy coins with compliance built into it. And this is for retail, but it's really for institutions. So when hedge funds come in and they want to be able to trade, they could have some privacy when they're doing their different proprietary trading algorithms, their different transactions they don't want to be seen right over the blockchain. And this also adds another yield stream for us. And the team behind Panther is top notch. So this is not some rinky-dink project. This is one of the bigger projects that is launching in 2021. Former advisors from Ripple, Oliver Gale, who created the first CBDC, I believe, in Bermuda, was it?
Barbados.
And the team is just phenomenal. So they're also, if you want to touch on, they're having their public token sale actually going on in the next day, right?
Yeah, so I do want to talk about that real quick, Mickey. I do want to bring up some quotes on the partnership from Hugo and Oliver Gale, and then we'll touch on kind of what's going on with the public sale, and also this will, give a point to y'all on how many people are already interested in Panther Protocol as well. So, basically, co-founder and CEO of Panther Protocol, Oliver Gale, said, from the first day, there was clear alignment between the founders of Panther and Flare Network around the need for privacy, compliance, security, and scalability in blockchain ecosystems, and in particular, those relating to institutional DeFi. In Flare and Songbird, we see great ecosystem partners, innovative technology, and clear action-oriented plans to mass adoption. And then Hugo, as we know, co-founder and CEO of Flare/Songbird, he said Songbird is launched to a thriving testbed for the most groundbreaking decentralized technologies. So we are thrilled that Panther are leveraging their ZK Snark cryptography and state-of-the-art asset mixing technologies to deliver the privacy solutions that DeFi radically requires to make a giant leap forward. Stablecoins, utility tokens, NFTs, and I know Hugo doesn't say this, but CBDCs are on the roadmap as well, can now become infused with privacy, giving sovereignty back to the user. And having researched these two projects a lot at this point, Mickey, they really do. I know they say they align, but they really truly align, I think, with a lot of things that they're trying to do. So I'm just really excited that Panther's going to be on Songbird and Flare. We know they're building an interchain DEX, a private interchain DEX in the future. I imagine that could facilitate swapping between Songbird and Flare as well. So I think this is going to be really cool. And then to go into the public sale information. So we did have a video come out, I think a couple weeks ago, letting people know there's a public sale going on. The time to register and do KYC AML is over. If you were in the US, unfortunately, you're excluded from this because obviously there'd be some avenue to attack the project for the SEC if they sold to US citizens. So with this is everything you need to know about the public sale. So this is going to happen on November 23rd. Which is a Tuesday at 1400 GMT. Participants need to show up at least 10 minutes before to be included in the waiting room. Contributors that do not show up before the event starting time will be last in line. Additionally, this public sale will happen on the TokenSoft platform hosted at this address right here. And how will this public sale essentially work? The waiting room will be open prior to the start of the event. As long as you join the waiting room prior to this time, regardless of whether it's 10 minutes or an hour early, you will enjoy an equal chance to participate in the event. Those who join after the event starts will automatically go to the back of the line on a first come, first served basis. Once you have joined the event, you have 30 minutes to make a payment before your session expires. So follow the prompts and complete the process as quickly as you can. And this includes some more steps. You're going to have either Ether, USDT, USDC, or DAI. And if you use any of the stable coins listed here, you're going to need Ether for gas anyways. So maybe it makes sense just do it all in Ether. Additionally, moving on, gas fees may be high, so plan accordingly. In my experience I've been using Ethereum a lot more lately, and I would probably say have about $200 to $300 worth of gas. When you go to do this, if you're somebody that registered for the sale, the problem is if you can't source enough Ethereum to pay the gas fees to send your assets, you could miss your chance to be included in the token sale. Additionally, the token generation event, which is when you'll actually start receiving some of your ZKP tokens based on the two options presented to you, will not happen until December. And during this period of the public sale, we'll start getting some announcements around what centralized exchanges will be listing ZKP and also which DEXs will be releasing it as well. They said they're in talks with multiple in those two categories. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And also prior to the token going live and the protocol, we'll do another video to kind of cover some additional things with it. I think I skipped where they had some really good stuff here, Mickey. So it says basically about their community and grand vision. So They've seen this community grow from just over 1,000 Panthers on Telegram and Twitter in May 2021. So I think, Mickey, me and you became aware of this in April or May, a little bit before the Flare
Yes.
partnership was announced. And now they have over 30,000 on each platform, crossing 10,000 Panthers on Discord as well. And so that's a lot of people that are interested. They also have a ton of private investors as well. Their team has 30 plus experts in cybersecurity, cryptography, blockchain engineering, game theory, DeFi, ecosystem development, technology, commercialization, and marketing. So they're very well versed and they're getting bigger by the day. And also, the team vesting periods are like over 3 years. So they want to show, hey, like we're here to stay and to continue to build this out.
Yes. And another thing that I really liked about Panther is that it's a layer 2. So yes, it's issued as an ERC20 initially, but it's going to be able to move onto all these other blockchains. And they're already partnered with Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Solana, Polygon, Flare. So they're already spread out and they have these partnerships established. And they're solving a real problem. When these institutions come into DeFi, they're going to want privacy. And I know there's been this stigma that, oh, all privacy coins are going to get crushed by regulations. This is actually the privacy coin that's able to have privacy for the institutions and for retail, but also have compliance and KYC and identity verification because of this beautiful cryptographic invention called zero knowledge proofs, which I believe in the future is going to change the world on how we do privacy and verification. And all those people who think that, you know, the government's going to try to track everything you're going to do and they're going to have complete control, well, zero knowledge proof is going to be a big wake-up call for them because it's able to prove the verification without having to share the data. And this is a good thing for institutions and hedge funds. They don't like custodying all their users' data. So they're solving this problem for hedge funds and institutions coming in. Like if they were going to use Flare's DeFi platform and F assets and Flare Finance, they want to have some privacy when they're going cross-chain because that's how they're used to doing things. So this is a problem that has yet to be really solved. And I like that about Panther, and their ticker symbol is ZKP. And we know David Schwartz has always said zero knowledge proofs is one of the most intriguing things he's interested in. And even Greg Kidd, this is something that is going to have a huge impact moving forward. And I do want to throw it out here, F assets. So we all know on Flare, you're going to be able to mint F assets. But something awesome is going to happen now that Panther's there. We're going to get an additional yield stream potential. So once you mint FXRP, for example, on Flare, when it goes live, you'll earn daily Spark. But what you'll also be able to do is then take that FXRP and put it in a privacy vault, right, Patty? And turn it into ZFXRP. Is that correct?
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. Yeah, that's correct. So essentially they have smart contract vaults on layer 1 where you could lock your FXRP in. They just have to build out a way to facilitate you getting the Spark rewards. That mints you the private asset, which would be listed as Z FXRP in Panther Protocol's layer 2 ecosystem. And you would be rewarded for having that asset there and contributing to the anonymity set. Additionally, like Mickey was saying,
so you would earn ZKP tokens.
Yes,
for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
so
45% of the total supply is going to those rewards over 12 years. So there's a lot of time to earn these too, which I think is really important. You know, let's say you don't get in early to buy it. Certainly, if you're going to use Flare and Songbird in the future, you could just mint private Z assets and be able to earn ZKP that way without actually putting up more money as well. And you'd be helping the protocol tremendously because they need high adoption to make the thing more and more private as time goes on.
Wow, imagine that. You get 2 yield streams from your XRP at little to no risk by minting in a trustless way onto Flare. You get your smart contracts, you get the whole Flare network and governance, and then you got a private asset on top of that that's compliant, which earns you more yield. I mean, this isn't even touching DeFi yet. You could then take that Z asset, ZFXRP, and once they integrate, and then even use that in an application. So now you've just added on two yield-bearing assets, native assets to Flare and native to Panther, which are big protocol. One's a big layer 2 protocol, one's a native blockchain layer 1 network. And you're earning those with your XRP. And this is something that is really, I think, going to explode the community, because we've been left out of this yield, the staking. We've been able to do nothing with our XRP. I don't call 5% on Nexo earning interest. That's nothing, nothing to what else is out there in other protocols. And we will get them on the XRP ledger, but this is what Flare is going to offer us. No risk yield. We're moving into DeFi 2.0. You need to set yourself up with yield streams. You need to manage those. If you're just sitting there thinking, oh, bull run's going to end, I'm going to sell and buy back, well, you're stuck in 2018. You could take that route, but Patty and I, we've done our research here. The way to go is to establish yield streams and minimize your risk in your portfolio. And then if you do want to take higher risk, there are other DeFi opportunities there. Like, we're getting the benefits of what all the wealthy Wall Street get: lending, borrowing. We're getting all this yield, and we're able to put these assets to work to earn new assets at the very beginning. So I'm excited about Panther Protocol. I love the team. I love how we're merging these communities together, bringing them. We have Alliance Block, we have Doge, we got Litecoin, we got XLM, we got XRP. I mean, it's exciting what's coming. And I think Alliance Block and Panther both chose to integrate on Songbird. And I thought that was important. And they both used the word institutional adoption of DeFi, both projects. And this is why Songbird as a canary network being built was so important, because it's what drove these projects to say, hey, we got a whole canary network. Let's test the integrations out there. Let's do it all in the meantime, and then launch on Flare. So for everyone who complained about the Spark tokens being delayed, trust me, it's been well worth it, because we want institutional DeFi adoption with compliance and privacy. I mean, that's like an interest. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than what we have right now. I mean, we could add in NFTs in the metaverse next, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Panther's going to be able to reach a wide array of different types of assets. And, you're like Mickey was saying, I mean, let's say you mint FXRP, you put in a vault, you get Spark for that. You mint ZFXRP, you get ZKP for that. And then you go and utilize some kind of DeFi protocol to do something. So, that's a lot of things you can do while also earning. And I'm just really excited. I mean, also just from like a philosophical standpoint, whether or not Panther actually, earn me interest or anything. I think, having privacy on blockchain is extremely important for the long-term future of the space. Nobody wants to sit there and have every single transaction forever be public knowledge. And, if you're doing sketchy stuff, then the government may ask, hey, we need you to reveal some of these transactions. Panther integrates that and lets the trust providers be able to give that information away, but you control that. Nobody can just give it away on their own. You're in control of your data, your privacy, your sovereignty. So I think this is just a huge step for the space, and super excited for when they get onto Songbird. They're going to be launching on Polygon first, but I'm sure Songbird will be right around the corner.
Yeah, and then we have this governance. I mean, we're going to be in control on the Flare network as a community. So we're going to have things like privacy, and we're going to have community-governed networks. And I know there's a lot of talk. The XRP community is slowly transitioning. Just have to be aware. No, the government is not going to monitor every single transaction on the XRP ledger. No, they're not going to control the XRP ledger. You're always going to be able to trade on there. You're always going to be able to use these networks because they're public, decentralized infrastructure that anyone could access anywhere in the world. And no matter what regulations, no matter what infrastructure bills come out, there's nothing stopping anyone from integrating and using any of the dApps or connecting to an FTSO or connect or minting F assets. There's nothing that's going to stop that. So if you understand what's coming and you're open-minded and you educate yourself and learn and not get stuck in this, oh, privacy coins are going to get crushed by government, or the US is never going to allow XRP to be decentralized. Well, it already is. We're in an SEC case right now, and I'm able to trade right on the DEX from my Zum wallet and get all these airdrops. So decentralization is a core component of the infrastructure of these protocols. And Panther has a great roadmap to becoming a decentralized DAO. DAOs are going to be huge in the coming future. So I like both of their roadmaps and their teams getting together. It's just a good sign when you find two projects, Patty, and you like them both, and then they partner with each other. It's just like, wow, it's exciting.
Yeah, that was really cool. We saw that partnership back in May. So yeah, I don't have anything to add. If you got the last part, or
no, just expect. I just want to just touch on this. I know people are antsy about asking when is Flare going to go live. Listen, we're getting to now the point where all the testing is going to go down on Songbird. Alliance Block said they're going to integrate on Songbird for Songbird users to test different things like the liquidity mining as a service, the interchain DEX, the anonymous KYC, the funders platform. Panther has said they're integrating on Songbird. We know the FS, the state connector system, still has to be tested and used on Songbird. So expect all those things to happen in the next month or two before Flare goes live. And be patient. Like, your airdrop's going to come, but this Canary network is so important for the long-term longevity and success of projects. We as a community need to stay united and stay positive, because then we'll attract other projects on top of this. If everyone's sitting there complaining, waiting for their free tokens, it doesn't look good to other projects who want to come along and launch on the network. But I do have to say, the community has really shocked me, and I'm very proud to be a part of this community and to see the amount of interest from the XRP community, accepting Flare and Songbird with the delays. I'd rather have delays and have a 100% secure network with partners, with full smart contracts, with full capabilities when it launches than if it's a month or two later. And I don't want to hear this if the bull run ends, and then Flare launches. Flare doesn't care if the bull run's over or not. They're building infrastructure.
That's a personal problem, right?
These cycles, who knows when they're going to be up and down. It's infrastructure and applications that need to be built. So those are all coming, and we're going to have this opportunity to test. So if you don't have one yet, download a Bifrost wallet or a Decent wallet and get familiar with it if you're going to get your Songbird tokens from Uphold, and just practice using it. It's so cheap and easy. There's no gas fees, barely. It's super fast and very easy to use. And Patty and I will be definitely doing updates on the whole ExFi and the DeFi tutorials.
Absolutely. Yep, definitely. So with that, this is the DeFi Standard. I'm Patty XRP.
Mickey B. Fresh.
And we're out. See y'all.